Petoskey, on the shores of Lake Michigan, in the north of the United States. On the outskirts of Petoskey lies this small chic paradise, reserved exclusively for luxury motorhomes. Kirk Rose is the boss here.
Hi, welcome to Hearthside Grove. Here. Yeah. All right. We'll take you over to your site and just follow me.
Sounds good, thank
Thank
you.
you. What?
Only top-of-the-range vehicles make an appearance. Palaces on wheels, which park up in this comfortable and not always very natural setting.
You turn the remote control as the on and off here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And you just press the button.
Hold it in.
Yep, and it will click and then...
Some holidaymakers build lavish villas next to their motorhomes. Terry and Richard are regulars. These two retirees from Florida arrived in their bus, a marvel that cost them €2 million. Marble floors and worktops, leather sofas, everything was tailor-made to their taste.
This is our king-size bed.
With just a click, Richard unveils the 4 side extensions, expanding the living space to a total surface area of 40 square meters. A bathroom with a walk-in shower, marble sink, heated toilet, washing machine and dryer. We can't forget the fridge, also king size of course. The only difference to a normal home is that the decorations are glued down, so as to avoid any breakages while the vehicle is in motion. And there's storage space everywhere.
Utensils for cooking, the pots, the pans. We have hidden storage under here. So that we're
Only the best technology.
Everything in this coach is controlled off of this iPad. Watch TV, we're going to watch satellite. And the TV comes down, and there you go. And right here, we're ready to go. And this seat is adjustable in 12 different ways, has massage to it. I can put massage on, and if I'm going down the road, feel a little tired and get my back rubbed or whatever. Up here, we've got cameras all the way around the coach. If I put my left signal light on, it goes to the left side of the coach. You put your right signal on, it goes to the right side of the coach. And then you can watch going up the road. That is the rear view camera. So in this bay here, we have our entertainment center, our outside entertainment center. And we have our wine cooler here, and our TV comes out. It comes out, and we can face it any way we want to face it for the people sitting over here.
Man, I think you did a good job.
Richard and Terry use their mobile home to travel around the US. Every summer, they flee their Florida home and the scorching weather to enjoy the mild warmth of Michigan. In the United States, retirees are not the only ones embracing the nomadic lifestyle. Even active workers are getting in on it. Robert Filipovich is what's known as a part-timer, a senior executive in a large supermarket group who works while leading a part-time nomadic lifestyle. 2 weeks a month, he hits the road, working from his camper van.
And they give us, to show you, they give us a dashboard which tells us everything that's been going on Monday through Friday.
Jennifer and JR, on the other hand, are full-timers. They sold their house to travel all year round with their children and their dogs. Full-time nomads, they work remotely.
What I like the most is the freedom.
Like them, over 1 million Americans have adopted this lifestyle. In the United States, the land of driving and wide open spaces, motorhomes have existed since the creation of the automobile. There's even a Hall of Fame dedicated to showcasing the most impressive models. Far from the motorhomes of yesteryear, today's motorhomes are the epitome of luxury and high-tech.
This is an electric fireplace, so it actually has a heater in it. So the heat comes out here.
In the United States, factories are running at full capacity, In 2020, orders rose by 53%.
The motorhome industry as a whole has completely sold out this past year in the United States.
The market has also been boosted by Hollywood stars. Brad Pitt arrives at his shoots in his house on wheels. A large family room, a professional kitchen, and a bedroom with a makeup room. Will Smith's camper van is an 18-wheeler and is towed by a semi-trailer. Mariah Carey's motorhome surpasses all others. In addition to its side extensions, a second floor extends, transforming into a dance floor. Each vehicle is worth several $1 million. Some prototypes are even more extravagant, like this amphibious model. Or this bus, with a helicopter pad on the roof. An investigation into a social phenomenon that is sweeping across America.
You get the door?
Yep.
Robert Filipovich is a senior executive at Macy's, one of America's largest supermarket chains. He's responsible for overseeing the group's entire computer network. His wife, Michelle, was a nurse. Together, they chose to become nomadic employees 2 weeks of the month.
You have the air turned on yet?
Yeah, just flipped it on. We just got to turn the back one on. Go back there.
All right. Oh, it just started. There we go. Now it'll cool down.
They're about to hit the road in their giant camper van.
No sense crossing our signs.
Out of the fridge.
Those you can put up in the snack cupboard where the chips are.
With them, 15 days of rations and a suitcase that never leaves their side.
Oh, give me our guns. These are our weapons. We carry our guns with us. You just never know. Oh, yes, thank you.
The Filipoviches own several pistols. The law in Georgia allows them to use them, but never to show them. Before each trip, Robert cleans his motorhome, even if it means taking some risks.
The roofs, they take the most damage because they're in the sunlight all the time. Using this, so it just keeps it protected. It's not the funnest part, but it's got to be done.
Before leaving, a final visit to the house. The journey is short, only a few kilometers, but it's still dangerous to drive an 18-ton truck that is 13 meters long.
The biggest thing about driving a coach this big is you have to actively drive all the time, because at 65 miles an hour, you need a minimum of 450 feet to stop this vehicle.
3 minutes later, an oncoming lorry overtakes a tractor.
Normally I would scream at somebody like that.
Now they've arrived in front of their house. One last task, to secure the Jeep at the back.
Because you can't go everywhere in this rig.
Okay.
It's too big. I can't go shopping at the small little towns.
The carriage is now 16 meters long, and here a simple car license is enough to drive it. The Filipoviches are very proud of their €200,000 investment, particularly of one small detail, the plastic cup holders. Before leaving, Robert wants to show us the problem.
This is the cup holder that came in our rig. It comes in a bunch of other rigs. This was designed for a cup like this. This is a normal coffee mug. Everybody has them. Fits in there, perfect. It doesn't move, right? Well, except it's going to spill out the top. But when people started going to cups, this is probably the first one. It's called a Tervis. It's a big cup. Get a lot to drink out of it. Don't have to get up and down. You put that in there, and it, well, it doesn't even hardly stand up, just sitting there, right? That's the problem. My wife's like, why don't you just make a cup holder? And I ended up with these types of cups that go down in there and actually hold them. That cup's not going anywhere. Everybody we talked to, that was their biggest complaint, is that the cup holder.
So Robert had an idea. As with him, business is never far away. He bought 5 3D printers to manufacture large cup holders and to sell them on the internet.
4 3D printers that go pretty much 24 hours a day. So we've been doing this about 3 months. We're somewhere between 600 and 650 individual cup holders.
At €10 each, he has already earned over €6,000, enough to pay off 2 of his 3D printers. At this rate, his business will be profitable in less than 6 months.
Alexa, turn Dan off.
All right, guys, you want to go potty one more time? Come on. And we also felt bad about leaving the dogs in kennels. We could all travel together. All right, guys.
For a fortnight, the Filipoviches will share their 30 square meters with their 3 dogs, each weighing 80 kilos.
All right, hold on.
The couple will leave their home in Gainesville, Georgia, for Nashville. Not the famous Tennessee city, but Nashville, Indiana. They'll spend 1 night there before heading back to Shipshewana, their final destination, where they'll meet up with friends. A 10-day trip, a 2,400-kilometer round-trip journey. But this nomadic lifestyle doesn't come without its dangers. At 120 kilometers per hour, overtaking is sometimes tricky, like here, where Robert's camper van passes within a few centimeters of this truck.
This rig going down the road when the wind's 20 miles an hour, this is a sail. It moves. And when I see him driving like this, it makes me nervous. Oh no, I'm not driving.
An advantage of the camper van is that Michelle can cook while Robert drives. Well, what she calls cooking. The Filipoviches eat to pass the time. Crisps and a peanut butter sandwich. Michelle keeps an eye on their little cup holder business on her mobile phone. She has good news.
All these orders keep coming in as we're riding down the road. It makes us extra happy.
After driving 800 kilometers, the first stop is Nashville, Indiana, where they'll spend the night. So far, everything has gone well, but parking is proving to be more complicated than expected. In the campsite, their spot is very narrow, wedged between a pole on the right and an electric post on the left. To avoid any scratches to the van, Michelle is in charge of the maneuver.
Now straight.
They must account for 1 meter on each side of the vehicle to accommodate for the side extensions. The coach has to be parked on a completely horizontal floor, so that the 18-ton load is evenly distributed, except that here the terrain is sloping. They come prepared. They bring out the hydraulic stabilizers which compensate for the difference in height. No time to hang around, Robert has a business meeting.
The meeting will get started in 1 minute.
Macy's employs 75,000 people. Like Robert, since COVID, many managers have been telecommuting.
They give us a dashboard which tells us everything that's been going on, everything that is going on right now. When our CEO talks to us, we'll have thousands of people in there because he's just delivering out.
Any incidents anyone needs to make us aware of. Logistics?
Logistics is green. Thank you.
Merchandising?
Merchandising is green, thank you.
Marketing?
If I'm in an office, maybe I don't have anything until the next meeting, but I'm in the office. I can't do anything. Here, if I got another meeting, I just click the button and I go to the next meeting. And if I don't have a meeting, like this morning I have a little break, then I'll go out and sit with Michelle and the dogs, or maybe we make breakfast. It creates a much better work-life balance, and efficiency around productivity is amazing.
Now his working day is well and truly over, Robert and Michelle can enjoy the great outdoors. A 1,000 kilometers away, the next day, a young couple begins their day.
Good morning, sweet boy. What you have? Yeah.
You want to eat breakfast and brush your teeth and all that?
I'm gonna wait a little bit. So.
Jennifer and JR have chosen to live year-round in their motorhome with their 2 children. For the past year, they've been travelling the east coast of the United States from campsite to campsite to the rhythm of their desires.
I'm going to show you the house that we used to own in Richmond, Virginia. It was 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 27, almost 2,800 square feet. Had a nice backyard. It was a really nice stone patio that had a koi pond. It had very expensive koi in it. We sold everything: Land Rover, Mercedes, Corvette, $500,000 home in the suburbs. Yes, so we pretty much pinball machines as well.
And you don't regret it?
We have 0 regrets. As you can tell, I still have a smile on my face.
No regrets, even if there are some drawbacks. Every morning they have to tidy up the decorations before they set off. They also have to disconnect the electricity and water supply, a total of 1 hour's work. And the camper van is so big that they've found a way to talk to each other.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the gray tank, and I'm just going to seal it up, and you do your thing.
Okay, sounds good.
We have 4 of those, 2 for the kids and 2 for mom and dad. But as you can tell, throughout the day, it's just easier than holding a cell phone. It's just a push a button. Hey, I want to tell you I love you. Good morning. And maybe she responds, right?
Love you so much.
This bus is a 2009 model, bought second-hand for €110,000. JR looks after it with care.
I have to lubricate, like see all this rubber right here and those rollers. I lubricate those probably every 60 to 90 days, because if you don't, with anything, it dries out, it rots. It's a constant, in 1 second, it's a constant maintenance inside and out just to maintain, because if not, then you're just pulling out your wallet. Fix this, fix this, fix this. Is it in all the way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we're good.
Now they're ready for their 1,150-kilometer journey. They leave Richmond, Virginia, heading for Sevierville, a picturesque countryside city in Tennessee. Then they'll head to Louisville, Kentucky, where they'll meet Jennifer's father. This new nomadic life has been a big change for the children. Lane, 9 years old, and Kelsey, 13. They no longer go to school. Since they've been on the road, their mother homeschools them.
Can I do times with my math? It's easier for me. Multiplication. Yeah, multiplication and
I think
times.
still hasn't cured a touchdown. So let me see. No, how many 10s in 45?
Oh.
But so this book is not a school book, but he likes it. So I would rather him read this because he likes to read it. If I give him a school book he's not interested in, he won't want to read it. So we just kind of go off their interest.
A rather spontaneous syllabus, with shortened classes of only 15 minutes.
basically do the school how we want, except we have to include reading, we have to include math, and you know, like social behaviors and things like that.
Just like Nomads.
Huh. Hopefully it helps.
Yeah.
It's easier. Yeah, I a little bit easier. Definitely.
I mean, just like a big rock, something definitely.
JR is self-employed. He supervises the sale of printer ink cartridges, a job he does online, compatible with his new lifestyle.
What I like the most is the freedom to be able to experience new things, pick up and go, and explore.
People do think it's a constant vacation, but it's no different than being in a normal house. It's just today my house was in Virginia this morning, and this evening it's in Tennessee. It's also a really good thing for the kids.
A house that experiences an odd incident every once in a while. Something just hit the windscreen.
Yeah, I don't see anything obvious. It sounded like a gunshot. It was loud, meaning it was loud.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, because I can't go and put this in a garage for weeks, because then I have to find a place to live. I have to find an apartment, or I have to find an Airbnb that accepts dogs. So it's really hard to do.
By a stroke of luck, the family arrive at their first stop in Sevierville, Tennessee. Worried, JR goes out immediately to see the damage.
But it had to be a bird, because if it was a rock, it would have cracked the window. It's between $2,000 and $3,000 to replace a big window like that. And it takes weeks to get them. Everything with the RVs is delayed. Manufacturers, they're all behind because of COVID and all of that. So everything, and then the demand, supply and demand. The demand's really high and the supply is really low.
Less damage than expected, JR is relieved. The family always chooses a beautiful place to stop, like here by the riverbank. The children immediately take the opportunity to relax, cycling and even swimming. The nomadic life looks like one long holiday, even if in the evenings JR and Jennifer must gather with the other campers to connect to the water and electricity. At a price of €55 a night, 3 times less than a small hotel. Since they chose this itinerant life, they've reduced their expenses by about 25%. The travel is over, but Dad is still working. Finally connected to the internet, he can process his customers' orders. The children are back in their room that they share.
Fairest person ever. I grave digger monster truck. Love riding around. This is the collage that I made in my reading light. This side, I have my indivisible TV.
Do you miss your old room?
A little bit sometimes, yeah. Just because I had, I could easily just leave everything alone.
Bedtime, let's go.
The cramped quarters are starting to weigh on the children, so Jennifer has found a solution.
We recently put the curtains up just for them to have a little privacy. They can read a book or watch a movie. And as far as all their things, we sold a big majority of their things when we sold everything when we sold the house. It was not just cars and home, it was furniture and toys and such. But they do have small drawers that they have for their books and their toys. And they also know that when they bring something in, one thing that comes in, another thing has to go out. So it's nice because it teaches them to not be too attached to too many things, material things.
Tomorrow they head to Kentucky, where they've booked themselves into one of the nicest campsites in the region. Not an easy place to get to for an 18-ton truck. Petoskey, on the shores of Lake Michigan, in a 5-star campsite. Richard and Terry are not short of space. Opposite their €2 million motorhome, the 2 retired Floridians have built a €1 million villa.
Oh, hello, Stephen. Welcome. We're so glad you're able to come and visit. This is where we have a great gathering area. As you can see, we have more bar area. So we come back in as part of one of my favorite areas is the kitchen area. We have a master suite, and in the master suite, you have, again, plenty of space.
Do you sleep in this bedroom?
Often we sleep upstairs. We call it upstairs, that's in our motor coach.
Why?
Well, this is such a lovely room, but we're very comfortable up there, and it's just a nice, cozy environment. All right, so this is only about...
Terry used to be an accountant. Richard started out as a machine operator and ended up owning his own transport company, which he sold for several $1 million when he retired. Behind their bus and their villa, they have a garden.
Our lot was a very bare lot with nothing on it at all. So we put in and designed the fountain that come down, the stream that feeds into the pond. We created the pond. We also have enjoyed seeing the fountain in the distance.
A little Garden of Eden that they return to every summer. They escape the scorching Florida heat and head up to Michigan, where the climate is much milder. In the autumn, they return home, an annual migration of 5,000 kilometers. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have adopted this lifestyle to enjoy their retirement. Here, holidaymakers can buy their own camping space, but it's not cheap. 150,000 euros for this small plot of land, 20 by 30 meters, connected to water and electricity. The nicest locations, with a pergola or villa, go up to more than €1 million.
This is camping. Luxury camping, yes.
Kirk used to run a small traditional campsite. He studied the trends of mega-rich nomads and opened this establishment 13 years ago. It's been expanding ever since. In addition to the current 150 spots, 17 new ones are under development, even more luxurious.
We're offering people 1 and 2 acre lots, probably about 6 times bigger than what those other ones are. So estimate things, to go from $500,000 to probably $2 million just for the properties. Actually, it's been so popular that in the last 6 weeks, we pretty much sold 95% of all the lots already.
Who's partners?
You enjoy your partner.
Oh, okay.
Tonight, Terry has been invited by her neighbours, also rich nomads, to play bocce, the Italian version of pétanque.
Moist. Yay! 1 green. We have 2 points.
These migratory retirees lead a very relaxed life.
We make our fun. It does not have to be a fancy game. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money to have fun. You come, you meet friends, you enjoy life.
Gathered around a remote-controlled campfire.
Are you going to, Karen? Such a beautiful, clear night.
Even if they don't drive around much, these wealthy nomads change motorhomes every 2 years on average. This buying fever has not escaped the attention of luxury car dealers. The next day, there's an event at the campsite. A free buffet, disco band, and tombola.
I'm Randy.
Last number is 301.
All right. Once again, thank you everyone for coming tonight. What a great night. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
The organizer of this little fete is the man in the light green polo shirt. His name is Randy van Klompenberg, and he sells luxury campers of the Marathon brand. Randy had a motive for organizing this party. He plans to sell 3 motorhomes, including this huge red coach, a 2022 model, brand new and priced at €2 million.
What's doing this one?
Well, probably some of the newer things is the paint job, the reds, the black, the silver. And then you can see we're doing a little bit of a blackout on the rims. This is a little bit of a combination of a blackout and a chrome. So let's take a quick look inside a minute.
Inside, state-of-the-art design and equipment carefully selected with luxury and refinement in mind.
This is something new about 2 years ago, so you got a cappuccino. If you don't want to look at it, I can hit a button and it will cover the appliance up. So if someone's in here, they don't even know that you have appliance. The refrigerator doesn't look like a refrigerator. This covers up. The microwave covers up. So that's all nice. And then you can actually light this up.
Unexpectedly, the COVID crisis triggered a boom in sales, especially at the very high end of the market.
There's a lot of people who have a lot of money who maybe didn't think about RVing, but now because of the pandemic, didn't go overseas, didn't go abroad, didn't fly anywhere. So then they looked into,
All the holiday makers here already have their motorhomes. In the United States, the land of extreme consumption, Randy has managed to use this to his advantage.
Even though these are 2+ million, they're impulse buyers. It's not like a lot of times someone will have no intention of buying a coach, but they'll come to this event, they'll walk into a coach and they go, well, I got to have this. And then you'll sell a coach. So most of them, I would say 75% of them, aren't planning on buying. It's impulsive buyers. If you want to get away, just to get away.
A €2 million impulse buy. The red coach is arousing curiosity.
Yeah, now this is a brand new one. It's a 22. Okay.
To access this motorhome marvel, you have to take off your shoes, just like in a normal home.
I think there's enough room.
Okay,
Come on
going on in.
That's a refrigerator. Oh my gosh. Look, you can sit here and put your makeup on. It's nice. It's like glamorous,
Very modern.
like Marilyn Monroe. Every time.
Well, if you want to go full custom, you're not going to see it till the end of next year.
The show is over, and no one has made an offer for the brand new bus. But Randy hasn't given up hope. A prospective buyer just called him to reserve another one of his vehicles. A reconditioned 2015 model sold for only slightly less, €1,700,000.
Sold.
As for the red bus, he won't have to wait very long. Another retiree from Florida bought it a few weeks later. In 7 months, Randy has already sold 14 buses, an incredible average of one luxury vehicle sold every 15 days. The Filipoviches continue their journey. When it's time to fill up, Robert can bypass the lines of cars to reach the pumps reserved for trucks. Here you can fill your tank with 2 guns at the same time.
Go on the other side.
Thanks to this efficient system, the fuel stop only takes 5 minutes.
We can fill up on both sides. I know you probably can't go there.
A full tank of diesel that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Only €190 for 215 litres, half the price than in France. At that price, the air conditioning can run 24 hours a day. Not exactly environmentally friendly travel, but not enough to make Michelle and Robert feel guilty.
Is it contributing to a change in a climate or in this cycle? Probably, to a certain extent, but so are the trains, and so are, according to some of our politicians, so is the methane gas released from cows.
If I didn't drive this, it wouldn't make a difference either. It would still be happening.
In a few hours, they'll arrive in Shipshewana in northern Indiana. An an agricultural region that produces the best corn in the United States, corn grown by the Amish, rigorous Protestants who live as they did back in the 19th century. No cars, no electricity. They advocate strict adherence to the Bible. Alcohol is forbidden across the whole city. Even giving an interview would be a sin. With 15,000 followers, the Shipshewana Amish community is the third largest in the country. They live at their own pace, in the middle of the modern world. After a 4-hour drive, the Filipoviches arrive at their destination. The advantage of their nomadic lifestyle is that Michelle can meet up with her childhood friend Cindy.
Same as it did when I sent you pictures. It wasn't the driving. I love you too.
Dennis is Cindy's husband.
Hey, Dennis.
You ready? All right.
And everything else.
Cindy, you did a beautiful job with the painting.
It was
wow.
a team effort. Team effort.
Wow.
Not Dennis, of course, but.
Michelle brought gifts.
Oh, you made me a quilt.
It's one of my quilts.
Thank you.
It's for the bed. You're welcome. I brought some from home, but I bought
As a bonus, a cup holder custom designed by Robert for his friend's motorhome. A simple moment of happiness made possible by their nomadic life.
Your neighbors are very close. Aren't you bothered by this?
Yes.
You do when you have bad neighbors, just like at home.
Okay.
When you have bad neighbors, you wish you had privacy.
Unlike home, if you don't like it, you pick up and leave.
You're right.
You got a bad neighbor.
While the Filipoviches enjoy the quiet of Indiana, in Michigan, at the Nomads luxury campsite, they're back in business. This time, it's not only one manufacturer that's coming to offer their palaces on wheels, but actually 5 brands with the latest models. Vehicles that are all different. Well, in appearance. As in reality, only the interior fittings change. Chassis and bodywork are all identical. This strange white bus is the basis of all the models on display. It comes from Canada, manufactured by the Quebec brand Prévost. Kathleen Kovler is the company's sales representative.
Hi, nice to meet you. When someone orders a motorhome, this is exactly how it comes. We call it a primer paint, so it's this kind of white-gray paint. That gives a canvas for the artist to just build whatever they want on the outside, paint it beautifully. And on the inside, which I can show you guys as well, it's completely blank. There's nothing in there. So it starts from nothing, and it gets built into the motorhome of your dreams. So what happens at this point is someone who wants a motorhome will work with one of our 5 converter partners and will customize it completely.
Prévost sells about 100 empty hulls each year to American manufacturers. In Canada, this vehicle is a simple bus that carries dozens of passengers every day in all weathers with endless cargo stops. A robust structure that interests luxury motorhome sellers. They're very proud to display the Quebec brand next to theirs. The interior outfitting takes place in huge factories, like the one in Marathon, on the other side of the country. This is where Prévost sends its empty hulls, and the American company equips them from floor to ceiling. Here the motorhomes are shining spotless. Jay Graham is an engineer at the factory.
In the back are one of the next things to go in because, as you can see, there's a lot of electronics. Marathon has its own patented electronic system, and then here's a lot of customers would interface with these controls here. Virtually everything is built from scratch, so we have a lot of just panel products.
The interior design is directly inspired by the marine furniture found on yachts. Each customer, of course, adds his or her own personal touch. The owner of this bus wanted it to be inspired by the desert. Alan Christiansen, the decorator, is very proud of his work. Zebra pattern on the tiles, animal trinkets, and crocodile print cupboard doors.
The crock is just giving a pattern. It's also bringing in the gold metallic in the tipping. I've got gold inserts here. So again, it's a balance of the gold. I don't want to go heavy on the gold. Gold is on a comeback.
One of the most important tasks is painting. The paint job can take at least 23 days and can cost up to €75,000. Pete Sutton designs the patterns on the buses according to what his customers want, who are not always inclined towards modesty.
Specifically, they just wanted to see it and go, wow. And that's a challenge for a designer because you don't have a starting point. This was hand airbrushed marbling. We had blue flames trailing out through the candy with little sparks. Business, think small, grow big, which is kind of his.
For almost 40 years, Marathon has been making an average of 2 luxury buses a month. But nowadays, it can no longer keep up with the demand.
So welcome to Coach. This is Coach 1342. We'll take you inside and show you what it is.
Americans are very fond of their gadgets, and motorhomes are the perfect way to incorporate them absolutely everywhere.
This is an electric fireplace, so it actually has a heater in it. So the heat comes out here, and it works out really well for the salon area. It's particular one, the customer wanted one that swung out and tips down. So it's a pretty neat feature. It swings out this way, and then it's on a swivel. It's a pop-up phone charger and an outlet. So you can set your phone on it, and it'll actually charge your phone. But when you cook, a lot of times if you're using oil and things, it can splatter. And so rather than get grease on the window, the customer had us install this backsplash. It's on a lift, and so it pops up to protect the window. So here's one of my most favorite features of the coach. I'm walking into the shower, and the shower's kind of in the hallway, so it doesn't offer a lot of privacy. So we've solved that by adding a privacy panel in the door. So now you see me, now you don't.
A €7,000 gadget, a mere trifle on a total bill of €2,200,000. Year after year, manufacturers keep coming up with new inventions.
So yeah, it tips down just like you'd see in an airplane.
What's in it for them? The selling price keeps going up.
We kind of celebrate 1 million. That was kind of a big deal, and then we hit $2 million on a coach, and that was a big deal. We're getting close. I anticipate here in the next couple of years we're going to be getting close to a $3 million coach, it's pretty incredible. When I started here, you could buy a coach for $350,000. So the price is getting close to 10 times from when I started here.
An increase that proves the American obsession for a nomadic lifestyle. In the land of driving and the great outdoors, homes on wheels have been part of American culture for over 100 years. There's even a Hall of Fame dedicated to these vehicles. While Robert is in a meeting in his RV, Michelle has come to visit this incredible museum. Inside, very rare and often unique models.
Beautiful. A company called Tropical.
The oldest recorded ancestor of today's mobile homes is this 1913 rolling dining room pulled by a Ford T, the first industrial car in history. The most expensive model, this Chevrolet, estimated at €420,000. It belonged to 1930s film star Mae West.
Studios
Yeah.
wanted to lure her away, and she said, no, I'm not going out on the set. So they actually built this as her dressing room.
No
And
way.
would take her.
That's amazing that they built this for her.
Yep.
Over the decades, the motorhome has adapted to all styles of family holidays. From the 1960s onwards, it became popular with Californian surfers and hippies from all around the world. After his meeting, Robert met up with his wife. This is the second time this year that the Filipoviches have come to Shipshewana, a town close to their hearts.
What do you like here?
We like to see horse
Right
and
there.
buggies
That's
going
fun.
down the road.
It's
You
just
know?
something you
don't see everywhere. I wish I could live that way, but I can't. No, I need electricity because I need air conditioning.
Michelle, you think you could live without technology?
No, probably not. Beautiful.
Michelle and Robert also like the Amish town for its many home decoration shops.
My mom has hundreds of these.
That's right. That's probably at nighttime.
Yes.
Michelle went shopping and the couple took advantage of their stopover to have a new sofa installed in their motorhome. The Filipoviches arrived to get it installed, but the problem is that they're way behind schedule due to traffic jams, and Robert's meetings are about to
They
start.
have their own space, and so you go do your thing. I'm going to tell them about how we got a jury rig. Is that one ours?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the?
Today his meeting is very important. Robert tries to find a place to sit down in the warehouse. Eventually, he finds an empty office.
Are you on time or running a little late?
Just running a few minutes late. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the passcode. It's out here. Get on my meeting. So they can see me come into the meeting. So.
At the last minute, Robert logs on to his meeting. His colleagues, who are already on the line, will know nothing about the little hiccup. In the meantime, the workers have started on the bus. The old fabric sofa was removed and replaced with a beautiful leather grain recliner with a built-in motor.
How much costs a sofa like this?
Just under $4,000.
Would it be more expensive or less expensive if it was just for your house?
I just bought the big couch for our house, and it only cost me $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a holiday sale, and the RV furniture, there is no holiday sale.
That's very true.
Very true, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Oh, we'll be here tonight watching TV. The puppies can still sit with us. This is awesome.
In Tennessee, JR heads to Kentucky, where he spotted a charming little campsite online. The couple will meet Jennifer's father there, but the journey will not be easy.
Do you have the exit?
After 300 kilometers, the road gets narrower and the driving more dangerous. In front of them, a car brakes suddenly and stops in the middle of the road.
Did you see what happened? I mean, the guy could have turned 3 times. It's just the main #1 problem is cars and traffic on the road. They don't give people that are pulling big weights ample time to stop. They think they can just cut over in front of you and stop and turn, and you're supposed to just stop on a dime. I'm supposed to stop 35, 40,000 pounds like that, and it's not gonna happen.
That's definitely the worst part.
Other drivers suck. Now I have to take a deep breath, calm down, bring my blood pressure down, you know, and it's like I still have to focus. I still have the house here. I have the kids, the wife, the dog, so it's still all on me. You think just because I don't have a truck driver's license that I don't know how to drive this, but I can drive this a lot better than most people can drive a car.
JR isn't out of the woods yet. The road narrows again. The huge bus has to drive in the middle of the road to avoid hitting the trees. When it comes across another vehicle, JR is forced to turn right when suddenly he hits a branch. Ten minutes later, the couple arrive at the Louisville campground on the Kentucky River. a beautiful sight. But JR is not in the mood to admire the landscape. As soon as he gets off the bus, he inspects the RV.
If you look above the door awning, you can see the scratches from the trees. So, and look back there. I get to do that now. Sucks, man. That's a lot of compound buffering it out and then polishing it out, and it's just a lot of work. But I'm upset, but I know it's fixable.
He parks next to his father-in-law's caravan. They all spend the next 9 days together.
Hey! How are you?
Wade, Jennifer's father, travels in this huge caravan he bought 2 years ago. Meanwhile, back on the bus, JR wants to get to work, but he discovers that there's no Wi-Fi.
Okay. We've already talked about it.
Right. Red is not good. Sweetheart, this is not going to work.
Okay, we've already had this conversation though, like multiple times.
Yeah, but
we knew that coming into it. And you told me you were going to just roll with it.
You didn't tell me that it was zero Wi-Fi.
I told you that it was 0. That's what the
Okay, well then
whole
I
conversation
get to
was.
get back in the Jeep and go work.
Okay. Says that they don't have it.
What are you going to do with our children for 10 days with no Wi-Fi?
They're going to play, honey.
Okay.
In this valley in the middle of the forest, the Wi-Fi is not the only problem. There's no mobile connection, not to mention power cuts, which could damage the bus. JR decides to leave the campsite the next day. To ease the tension, Wade, the grandfather, invites everyone to dinner.
Managed to grab his helmet.
Burnt is always the best.
How did you react when she told you that she wanted to go on the road and sell her house?
I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. Because we're basically doing the same thing. We got our house, we're having work done on our house right now, getting ready to put it on the market. We're going to be doing a lot of traveling too, and traveling with them.
Will you live in the RV later, or will you have a house? What do you think about that?
I don't know. Depends on what my boyfriend or husband would be like. Because if he's not a good driver, I wouldn't want to live on the road.
That's true.
Despite the unpredictability and inconvenience of the traveling life, Jennifer and JR will not give up. Like millions of Americans, they have embraced the lifestyle for good. They've even bought a piece of land in the north of the country to open a campsite for American nomads. Robert Filipovich hopes to expand his cup holder business. And he has another dream. When he retires, to become a nomad himself, with Michelle. They've just bought a piece of land in Florida to build a house. And they're looking for a second one in Michigan to park their camper. At the 5-star campsite, Terry and Richard have plans too, to change their bus for the 14th time in 30 years. And above all, to buy another plot of land, a bigger one, to build a new villa, even more luxurious. For rich Americans, freedom is priceless.